Speaking of Thistleim, it's populated by Dahnans, but they're not under the rule of any lord. Pretty refreshing, huh? The whole town was built by Dahnan defectors, escapees from elsewhere. This area's teeming with stray Zeugles, though, so heaven only knows how they managed to set up a community here. The ordeal seems to have left them understandably on edge. Kisara and La are back there right now trying to convince them of our good intentions. Say, Alphen, it looks like you got your face back then.
Yeah. And your sense of pain, too, it would seem. Any connection?
Really? Oh, but that means...
Probably.
I wonder if Alphen's going to be okay.
For now, I believe we should hold off on speculation and simply keep an eye on him.
Right. You're saying we should check the Owl Forest? Do you sense one of your friends, Hootle?
Alphen! Boy, am I glad to see you safe!
Well, did you manage to convince them we're not in league with any lord?
Yeah, eventually.
When the ship sank, I thought we were done for. Guess the world just couldn't keep us apart.
Yeah, and now we can finally go rescue Xion.
There's something I need to tell you guys first. I got my memory back.
So, what did you remember? Are you able to tell us now?
Give the man some space, Law.
I remember being up on Lenegis.
Go on.
I was abducted from Dahna. I was told if I ever wanted to return home, I'd have to cooperate. So that's what I did. Next thing I knew, they had made me into the Sovereign.
You mean to say you won the crown contest? As a Dahnan?
No. They kept me locked in a strange facility. They experimented on me, like I was nothing more than an animal. There were others, but only I survived. Of course, I wasn't really a king. The reality was that they treated me worse even than the lowest slave. The only reason I survived was because my body was able to withstand the Sovereign's power that they placed inside me.
The crest that appeared behind you on Almeidria's ship must have undoubtedly been that of the Sovereign.
It all makes sense now. Your affinity with the Blazing Sword, and the strange powers you possess, they were all because you were the Sovereign.
Okay, but why would the Renans go out of their way to give you all that power? Just what exactly does being the Sovereign entail?
They said it was for something called the Spirit Channeling Ceremony. They taught me how to harness my power for when the big day came. As for what the ceremony was actually for, unfortunately, I never found out.
So if what you're saying about being on Lenegis is true, then maybe you really did meet Xion. After all, you said you recognized her from somewhere, right?
But Xion said she'd never seen him before. How do you explain that?
I was wrong. It wasn't Xion I knew from Lenegis. It was Naori. She was a Renan maiden they paired me with during the spirit channeling ceremony. She's the woman I kept seeing in my dreams.
A maiden? What?
Wait, so this Naori figure just happens to be the double of Xion? Bit coincidental, isn't it?
Naori's family name was Imeris.
Imeris? As in Xion Imeris?
So they're distant relatives or something? Wait, or are they sisters?
Your guess is as good as mine. All I know is it was Naori. She's the one who put the mask on me.
The mask? But why?
To keep my soul from devouring itself over the guilt. After what I did on Lenegis. Over the lives I took.
Lives? You mean you staged a rebellion?
Perhaps it was a part of this spirit channeling ceremony?
I don't know. Whatever it was that the spirit channeling ceremony was supposed to achieve, it didn't turn out as planned. I lost consciousness halfway through. By the time I came to, Lenegis was a sea of flames. I opened my eyes to see Naori there, weeping. I shudder to think of how many deaths I caused that day. Certainly more than any of these lords can claim, I'm sure.
You really expect us to believe this? First the Sovereign, then Lenegis? You couldn't possibly have done all that.
I wonder. In ancient scripture, there is tell of a terrible calamity that befell Lenegis, nearly destroying it. The restoration took years, and required the work of countless laborers.
By ancient, you mean...
It predates the crown contest, to a time before even the first Renan invasion of Dana. More than 300 years ago.
300? But that'd make Alphen...
That's right. I'm pretty much an antique of a human being. Deep down, maybe I already knew.
Alphen...
Some hero, huh? Cooperating with the same villains who snatched me from my home, committing mass slaughter, only for it to slip my mind. Then, when I finally remember, turns out I'm so old I've got scripture written about me. So much for standing up to injustice. I've probably got more blood on my hands than all the lords combined!
Alphen, stop! Honestly, I'm not going to pretend to understand what all this means. But what I do know is that right now, you're just reacting to the shock.
Kisara.
Listen, what you really need is time. Time to process things and get your head straight. Truth be told, I think that probably goes for all of us.
What about Shion? We can't just...
I'm worried about Shion too, Law. But it's clear that Alphen's in no fit state to fight. This is Volron, remember? Even at full capacity, it's practically a suicide mission. We stay put in the village till we're ready. Okay, everyone? Take some time to think things through, okay? But remember, we're all here for you if you need us. No matter how dark things might seem, you're not alone, Alphen.
Thank you.
It's fine. All right, everyone. Let's break for now.
Do I even have the right to fight? Do I have the right to go to Shion's rescue? What do the others think?
You're certainly full of surprises, aren't you?
Trust me, it's not intentional.
Sorry, that was insensitive of me. Though, there's still an awful lot I wish I could understand. Every new piece of information seems only to yield further mysteries. The truth feels just as elusive as when we first started. I am well aware of where you got your powers. But why, as a Dahnan, do you bear the same crest as the current Renan sovereign? More to the point, why choose a Dahnan for their sovereign in the first place? And then there is the Maiden, a figure so powerful, she's playing yin to the sovereign's yang in esoteric ceremonies. And yet, I'd never even heard of her. Then again, this all occurred 300 years ago. What if the term sovereign doesn't even hold the same meaning as it did back then? Listen, I may be a traitor among my people, but I am still Renan, born and raised. I learned the same history, listened rapt to the same tales. And yet now I feel like there was little truth to any of it.
Speaking of which, there's something else that I remember from the spirit channeling ceremony. It used the Renis Alma.
You're certain?
Yes. Or at least that's what they called it. Only you would know if it was one and the same.
Oh, I have never laid eyes on the real artifact myself. And you never participated in a crown contest. You're not even Renin. Many mysteries lay buried in these 3 centuries past.
3 centuries is more than several lifetimes. Was I really out that long?
Well, I'm only estimating based on historical record. But all the facts would seem to point that way.
Who the hell am I?
If I may be frank, we have even bigger fish to fry than that. By comparison, the far more important question at hand is, just what does it all mean?
Frank, huh?
Sometimes, we need a little help in addressing the truth behind our pain. Not to compete over lives lost, but I suspect your count is still somewhat beneath mine.
Thanks for lending me an ear. And sorry for being a bother.
Please, no thanks are necessary. The quicker you get back on your feet, the sooner we can all get back out there.
What do you see out there?
Zeugles. Strays by the looks of it. We unwittingly disturbed their territory on our way here, and now they're looking pretty riled up. So, feel like you're making headway? You know, sorting through things?
All I know is Shion needs our help. As for what happens after that...
Say, how did you get back down here from Lenegis, anyway?
I came down in a Renin starship. I have Naori to thank for that.
What happened to her? Did she come with you?
She stayed behind. Just as I wanted to get back to Dana and my people, Naori's place was with her fellow Renins, performing her duties as the Maiden. Neither of us asked for the power or roles we were given. I suppose we felt a kinship with each other in that sense. But even then...
Wait, so you mean it wasn't just Danans like you that Lenegis abducted? You're saying they forced Naori, one of their own, to serve against her will as well?
Even within Renin society itself, there exists a hierarchy. I don't think she was ever given the option to refuse. Despite that, she did everything she possibly could to serve her people. The very same ones I ended up slaughtering. And even after that, she still helped me escape back to Dana. She stayed behind on Lenegis to help any of her people who survived. I owe her more than words can express. A debt left to fester for what? 300 years? How do I even begin to make up for something like that?
In all honesty, you don't. You can't atone for what's happened in the past. I don't think anyone can. Be it several centuries ago, or just yesterday.
What are you saying? That I might as well give up?
I'm saying you don't have to be a white knight in shining armor. Back after my brother had passed away, it was you who told me that his dream lived on inside me. And you did the same for him, for Dohalim, when he was ready to give up too. You were there for both of us. You know what I heard? I heard you telling me to keep fighting, to strive no matter what.
I was out of line. I had no right to ask that of you.
No, you're wrong. Those words were exactly what I needed to hear at the time. In fact, I would go as far as to say that I wouldn't even be here had I not heard them. Left to my own devices, who knows when I would have been able to pick myself up. Besides, it's not like killing all those people was a choice that you made of your own free will, right? The truly terrible ones are the people who abducted you. The ones who forced you to wield that power. They're the ones you should be blaming. Not only that, but that guilt you feel inside, that's all the proof you need to know you're a good person, Alphen. Do you understand? If I'm still allowed to fight and keep on living, then damn it, Alphen, so the hell are you. But, if you're still not convinced, then ask yourself this. What is it that you've really been fighting for this whole time? Go on, ask yourself.
What I've been fighting for, huh?
All this time, I thought it was the worrying about Shion and the pain bringing you down. I didn't realize you were lonely too.
I guess all of us are. In one way or another.
Yeah, but you've only just found out. I mean, no, not found out. Remembered.
To tell you the truth, I was actually beginning to forget I'd even lost my memory in the first place. Now that it's returned, well, you can see what I'm like. It's strange. When I think about Lenegis, it still feels like it was only a year or two ago that I was there. But then I realized what feels like years was actually centuries ago.
What about your hometown? Do you know if it's still there?
I doubt it. When the Renans invaded, the world as I knew it changed overnight. Even if the place is still there physically, I expect the people will be long gone. Certainly everyone I knew, at least. My family, my friends.
Yeah, I know how that feels. I have no home to return to either. No family waiting for me. I used to curse my bad luck that I'd ever been born a mage in the first place. Otherwise, if I hadn't, maybe my mother and father would still be alive today. Although if that had been the case, I guess I'd probably still be just another slave with no means to resist. I'd never have met up with you guys, that's for sure.
Have you learned to embrace your powers yet?
Nuh-uh. I resent them a little less than before, though. They've kept me alive this long, right? I try not to think about it too much. After all, who can predict what the future will hold? I guess what I'm trying to say is that with everything that's happened in your past, finding out you're the Sovereign and all, it's no wonder you're conflicted. Heck, honestly, I think anyone would be.
Rinwell.
First it was Shion, then it was me, and now it's you. All of us suffering, just because of some power we never even asked for.
Yeah. All this time you were suffering right in front of me, and I never even knew. I feel like I finally understand what you and Shion were going through.
You couldn't have known. Still, if you want to make it up to her, shouldn't we hurry it up and rescue her already? Poor Shion must be lonely, all by herself wherever she is.
Yeah, you're right. Let's get going.
Alphen, are we gonna go rescue Shion or what? What's gotten into you, man? Aren't you worried about her?
Do I even have any right to be?
If you were in my place, you'd say, to hell with all that. What do you want to do?
Sounds like me. Pretending I have all the answers is kind of my forte.
Come on, man, snap out of it. This isn't like you. Look, I get it. You finally remember your past, only to feel like you've lost yourself again. You're in shock, and who wouldn't be? Worse still, you blame yourself for what happened. And yeah, I don't agree, But that doesn't mean I don't understand either. But here's the thing. None of that's got anything to do with Shion.
I guess.
It's about Naori, isn't it? Look, you're still here, aren't you? Who's to say this chick isn't alive and kicking out there somewhere, too? Fine, I've said my piece. The thing is, though, where does this leave Shion?
My power consumed me once already. I left behind a path of fire and destruction. And the same thing could happen again. I can't guarantee anyone's safety, including Shion's.
So you think we might get burned up because of your sovereign powers? I can think of worse ways to go. Come on, fight this thing! What happened to the guy who talked to me after my dad died? The one who cared enough to reach out and save me? That's the guy I was proud to follow. Not this faltering imposter who's taken his place.
Law.
No, I'm serious. What's gotten into you, man? Just give me the word and I'll beat some sense into you if that's what it takes. Now, I'm gonna ask you this once and only once. Are you serious about rescuing Shion or not? What's it gonna be, Alphen?
What do you think? Of course I want to rescue her. Hell, I'd do it right now if I could.
So then quit griping and do it already!
Listen, you're probably right about all this.
Alphen.
It's exactly like you said. Whatever happened in my past has nothing to do with Shion. But there's still so much that There I go again. So much for the inspiring Alphen of old.
He could be a pain sometimes. Besides, even a hero has to let the cracks show once in a while, right?
Yeah, I guess you're right. Just give me a little more time to fill in the cracks. And thanks, Law.
Hey, don't even mention it. You've totally got this, Alphen. I believe in you.
Back to the inn, I guess.
There you are!
What is it?
Zeugles, that's what! They're almost at the village gates!
Any closer and they'll be house hunting. I knew we shouldn't have cut through their territory.
That sounds bad.
Can you fight? No shame in bowing out if you're not up for it.
Kisara's right. You don't want to go overdoing it.
I'm up for it.
Really?
You ready?
As ready as I'll ever be. It's now or never, right?
Alphen, right! Great to have you back! Now let's do this!
Look sharp, people. If we don't act fast, they're going to get into the village.
Right! We need to hurry!
Remember, if the pain's too much,
We've all got our own pain to deal with. I'm done letting others pick up my slack.
Here they come! You can't let even a single one through!
There's a firm no-Zoogle policy. Fine by me. Let's get to work then.
freeze Lancer! Sleep now. More for the stockpile.
Armor won't save you.
The waters of Blah blah magic! Tidal wave!
Too fast. Stand back. I'll trim it up. Split it open.
Be my guest.
Air thrust! Dance in the wind! In here!
The enemy wields ours
I'll be
too.
saving. You'll soon see about that.
I'll tear you apart.
Blah blah magic! In here! I'll be saving this one. Cyclone!
Anything in armor is all mine. I'm just getting started. Bring it fair. Heal. I'm ready to go.
Light! Condemned! Thunderblade!
Shine.
I'll take you all on! Ha! Flare Demolisher!
One more! Rage ready! Razor Cyclone!
I can carve through armor.
Take that!
I'm getting
Raging Storm!
I'm ready. Look sharp. Lightning Thunderblade. Shine. Radiant light. Pulse and regenerate.
Hurricane Storm!
Don't suffer in silence.
Alphen, you okay?
I'm fine. This pain thing really hurts, huh?
But hey, at least you're still alive.
It wouldn't be called pain if it was pleasant. It can be pretty useful, though. It's good motivation to improve and get stronger.
Guess I've got a lot of room to improve in that regard.
Anyway, I'm glad we could protect the village, especially after everything they've done for us.
Yeah.
You know, this Elymm kind of reminds me of home. The people here have hidden themselves away out of the fear of being found, always watching their backs. Though in the end, home was destroyed anyway.
That won't happen here.
Oh? Is that a hint of fighting spirit I sense?
Yeah. I won't lie. Some of these memories will take a while to process. But I've learned something too. My rage, this fury I feel at our so-called rulers, it comes from having so much of myself stripped away from me back then. Friends, family, home. They took everything from me, and left me with nothing but guilt. I was completely alone. At least that's what I thought. But not anymore. Since I awakened, I've met people who I care about. Friends who hold me up. Friends who make me feel like I'm worth something. And I won't lose that. Not ever again. I'll protect those bones with everything I have. That's why I need to keep fighting.
But Xion comes first.
Of course. First we rescue Xion, then we defeat Vholran, and liberate Dahna. Everyone, will you fight with me?
Say the word and I'm there.
Certainly no objections.
And it's agreed. Our next stop will be the capital, Pelegion. According to the villagers, there's a huge cliff separating Thistleum from the capital. Luckily for us, there's a path we can use to climb up.
Sounds like a plan. Let's go.
We don't know what lies ahead. We should prepare well before we venture forth.
Yeah, can't exactly fight at the top of your game when you're hungry.
Good point. Let's stop by the inn and plan our next move from there. By the way, how is Mahavar doing? Wait, don't tell me we still haven't found him.
It's not like we haven't been looking. I've covered the whole length and breadth of the coast, but...
All of the other crew members are accounted for, including us. But we weren't able to find Mahavar. He's still missing.
I see.
Perhaps he couldn't bring himself to abandon the ship.
You mean at the bottom of the ocean? Damn it.
We don't know that it sank. We all washed up on the same shore. If the ship went down, isn't it strange we haven't come across a single piece of debris?
Do you think he might still be alive somewhere out there?
I think stranger things have happened. Whether he's alive or otherwise, we've exhausted all the avenues available to us. All we can do now is press on ahead.
Fine, let's get going. Thistleum was founded by Danans fleeing the tyranny of Renan lords, right? But when you first came, they must have known Dohalim was Renan. So why do you think they let us in?
They almost didn't. But it wasn't just Dohalim they were wary of. They didn't trust any of us.
Even the weird Danans just like them?
When you live life in constant fear of being pursued, it's only a matter of time before all outsiders start to seem a potential threat.
I suppose that makes sense. So how did you convince them to trust us?
You saw how destitute the village was. They needed food, badly. We hunted some Zeugles for them. That seemed to do the trick.
Of course, a little magic-assisted roast didn't hurt things.
Never underestimate a full stomach's ability to put a person at ease. It turns out a hearty meal can be a powerful weapon. Something's on your mind. You having second thoughts about rescuing Xion?
Of course not. Xion's our friend. Almeidrea was the one I hated. For as long as I can remember, she served as a symbol to me of everything Renan. But ever since getting to know Xion, I realized it doesn't make sense to group people together like that. Every individual is different.
I see.
Besides, the situation with Almeidrea was something else entirely. I'd already decided I wasn't going to kill her, but when I saw her die right in front of me, a part of me thought it served her right, that she'd gotten what she deserved. But another part regretted that someone else had come along and killed her instead. Don't get me wrong. If I had the chance again, I still wouldn't kill her. But it's not like I'll be shedding any tears now that she's gone. It's all so confusing. I don't know how to make sense of any of it.
Who said it had to make sense?
Huh?
Rinwell, you've done nothing wrong. You've started to question the beliefs you've held all your life. It's only natural for you to feel disoriented. You didn't give in to the hatred you felt for Almeidrea. You made a choice not to kill her. And that's significant, whether you realize it or not. As for what it means exactly, that might be worth taking some time to figure out on your own.
Some time.
Or don't, if you don't want to. It's just an idea. I'm still searching too, remember?
No, I think you're right. It can't hurt to keep searching after all. And hey, thanks, Kisara.
okay?
Why?
Damn it.
What?
Is that so?
Okay.
Great job.
I'll teach these small fry who's the apex predator of these waters. Just watch and see.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves now.
I guess we're having fish for dinner tonight.
You're saying we should check the owl forest?
You can never be too prepared. But did we have to spend so much?
This came out so good. I almost hate having to eat it. I think Hootle senses an owl around here.
It feels like I'm melting.
Calaglia was pretty hot, but at least the air there was dry. Out here, it feels like I'm trying to walk through thick soup.
I can hardly breathe, it's so stuffy. And don't get me started on the insects. You hanging in there, Hootle?
It's brutal, all right. I can feel my energy being drained away just by walking. All this vegetation makes it hard to keep an eye out. Keep your wits about you, everyone. And watch you don't keel over while you're at it.
What's needed at times like these is a relaxing hot spring. That would soon help us adjust.
And where do you expect us to find one of those?
What about you, Alphen? All that gear, and you hardly seem to be breaking a sweat.
Yeah, I guess when you've lived a life devoid of pain for as long as I have, even feeling hot and bothered could be a welcome change.
Well, lucky you, I guess. Just don't expect us to carry you when you pass out.
Seriously? Is this a joke?
Purge malevolence! Archaic water! Dance in the wind! Air thrust! Dance! If they rush you, you gotta just recover, okay?
Far enough!
Liz, go get him!
Plenty left!
Tempest whirl! Razor cyclone!
This one keeps charging us!
That's what my shield's for. Get behind it!
Good! I'll leave it to you!
Lightning condemned!
Roll away! Hurricane strike! Lightning strike!
I'm on it! Now I'm in the groove!
Go through!
Eagle assault! Hurricane strike! Lightning strike!
Tempest whirl! I'll take it from here. Let's see how you handle this! Deus Roar! I gave that one everything I had. There's the Zoogle we were asked to handle. Go no further!
Heal! Watch it! Now you see what I can do!
Malevolence!
Simian pest.
I can feel you where you stand!
Don't leave me all alone here.
Freeze Lancer!
This one's mine.
Reflection not dangerous. They
Tiger
smite
Blade!
with blackened blade!
Lightning! I'll take you all on. Ha! Flare Demolition!
That's much better.
Benediction light.
How about this?
Our arts are being interrupted.
Too fast!
Stand back. I'll trip it up.
First strike!
Make it rain!
Storm!
Hurricane Strike!
Hit! Take that!
I'm on it!
Tempest Swirl! Razor Cyclone!
I'm ready!
Ice Prince Kisara! Frozen!
Hammer!
I wonder if we can make new weapons with this.
Man, this place is thick with foliage.
I know. It feels like we're going to be swallowed up by all these plants if we stay in here.
Indeed. I much prefer the forests in Menancia myself.
Not that I don't agree, but maybe now's not the best time for Elda Menancia Pride.
Little help!
Demon Lash!
Denied!
Eagle Ray!
That's much better.
I'll take out the lake with my shield.
I'll crush you! Lightning reflexes! Tenebrous claw! First strike!
Look sharp!
Raging Storm! Ice Prison!
A charge like that could easily be fatal.
Just as well, I'm here to stop.
Everlasting darkness! Resonate with the earth! On your knees!
Time to shine!
Bullseye!
I'm watching! I can carve through armor! Glacial powered hurricane!
Do it! Kisara! I'll stop your movement!
And I'll stop your life!
Hit! One last one!
Tiger Blade! Watch this! I'm ready! Show him in! Hey! Blow them away!
You managed to pull through.
That's far enough!
Dance in the wind! Last one! Gotcha!
On your knees!
Air thrust!
Air pressure! I'm on a roll now! Hurricane!
Ow!
I'll stop its charge!
Thanks, Kisara!
Regeneration!
Tempest Swirl! Thanks so much!
Far enough!
Allow me to help you.
Hurricane Strike! Hurricane Strike!
I'll crush you! Lightning reflexes! Tenebrous claw!
Hurricane Strike!
Go away!
Bullseye! Tempest Swirl!
Watch this!
Ice
Wither
Prison!
Dragon! Eagle Assault!
Go Tiger Blade!
Do it!
Tempest Dohomine!
Light Burst Force!
Radiant Genesis!
This should come in handy when crafting weapons.
It'll be a breeze. Get in, get out.
Switch to offense!
mine! Air pressure! Resonate with the earth!
Hit! Take that!
Watch it!
Hurricane Strike!
Allow me to help you.
Hurricane
Swallow dare!
Lightning strike!
That freaking does it!
Raging storm!
Now you've gone and ticked me off!
Ice prison!
Hurricane strike!
Eat this! Radiant light! I'm ready for regeneration! Regenerate!
Thanks, Shion.
Watch it!
Here goes!
Hurricane strike!
Raging
Shine!
storm!
Radiant light!
Ice
Boost of
prison!
regeneration! Regenerate!
Switch off it!
Now I'm in the
Hard
groove!
malevolence!
Radiant deity! These fists have got your name on them!
Hard
Everlasting
malevolence! Arcane waterfall! In here! I'll be saving this one!
Hurricane strike! Going in!
The waters of creation! Magic is out!
Out of the
Their
woods,
arms
she.
were interrupted.
Watch this!
Go down!
Not today! Benediction light. Heal!
Bullseye! Raging storm!
Igneous discharge!
Swallow dare! I'm on a roll now! Eagle assault!
Here goes!
Hurricane
Strike!
Swallow
Kisara!
dare!
Frozen!
Hammer! I feel sprightlier than before.
We seem to have come across something a little unusual.
Oh man, I hope I live long enough to regret this.
Watch it! Shine! Radiant light! Boost of regeneration! Regenerate!
And
Allow me to help
one last one!
Don't
Rinwell! It's nothing! I'm alright!
Round and pound!
I'll take it from here! Let's see how you handle this! Deus Roar!
Shine! Radiant light! Boost of regeneration! Regenerate! This one's all mine!
Thanks so much! Great! Not on my watch!
This one's mine!
Magic Azam! Hurricane Strike!
Heal!
Thanks, Shion.
Tempest Swirl! Ice Prison!
I'll crush you! Lightning reflexes! Tenebrous claw! I'm on it! Shield and getting started! Heal! That's
Nothing gets by me.
Now you see what I can do!
Hurricane Hero!
Super Swallow Dare!
Close one! Gotcha!
Talon Hurricane! Round and
Thanks so
pound! I'll
much.
finish you here and now!
Make it rain! Lost!
Demon's Descent! Flashing Fang! Don't blind you in the sun! I'm ready!
Lost!
Demon's Descent! Flashing Fang!
I'm in good form. I'll crush any enemy with my mace.
Awesome! We've got an avatar of destruction here!
Truly, she leaves naught but rubble in her wake.
Are you guys asking to be her next target?
My exploits are bearing fruit.
What's this thing?
Is that the Zoogle we were told to dispatch?
Be a breeze. Get in, get out.
This one's mine. On your
Go get him! Are those arms even natural?
shine. Radiant light.
Here goes!
Hurricane
Regenerate! Tempest!
Come on,
Ice
roll
Prison!
now.
Hang foot!
Appreciate the help. Going in. Hurricane foot. Far enough. Elusive deity.
I'll tear you apart!
Tempest! Close one! Got this!
Leave the ensnaring to me.
Yeah!
Waterfall! Real! I'll be saving this one! The waters of creation magic is there! Tidal wave!
Hurricane foot.
Take that!
I'm ready.
Tempest!
Hey! Blow them away!
Hit!
Everlasting dark.
Bullseye!
Negative gate. Dragon tail.
Blood.
Hurricane bloody.
One more! One last one!
Make it ready.
Don't get complacent.
Retreat if you know what's good for you.
Hurricane dragon show. Regenerate.
Arctic waterfall!
Guardian
Sleep now.
I'm ready to go.
The waters of creation magic is... Bam! Tidal wave!
Guardian ready to go.
I'll see what happens here as you cross me. Shouldn't have done that.
Go get it! Raging storm! Ice Prison!
I'll thank you.
Super
I'll crush you! Lightning reflexes! Tenebrous claw! I'm ready!
Lock!
Demon's descent! Flashing fang!
Shine. Radiant light. Regeneration.
Raging storm! Ice Prison!
I really owe you one.
Light up the dark. Radiant light. Let me out. Regeneration. Regenerate. Thanks, Leon. This one's mine. Resonate with the earth.
Ice Prison!
Chimera.
Glimmer
Go in.
flame!
Make it rain.
Lock!
Demon's descent! Flashing fang!
With this, I can become even stronger.
What do you say we check back in on the ranch?
Have you guys checked your equipment lately?
Flaming meteor! Not today! Taloned hurricane!
No dawn shall break this night.
Bullseye! Purge Malevolence!
Elusive
Lava
field!
Rod Seal!
Catapult!
You get the gist.
Tempest!
Tidal Wave! You get the gist. Freeze Blast!
Eagle!
What's this?
Tempest! Hurricane!
Here goes!
Catapult!
One last one!
Dragon Shell! Elusive deity!
Glacial
Punch!
I'll take you all on! Ha! Flare the Malisa!
Look sharp! Lightning Tiger Blade!
Everyone still in one piece?
Yep. I barely worked up a sweat.
Discourteous, aren't you?
In a bind?
Purge Malevolence! Arctic Waterfall! In here!
They smite with blackened
They may
blade!
look cute and stuff, but they're vicious.
Resonate with the
Here
earth!
goes!
Stalagmite!
One last one! Ice Dragon!
Shine! Radiant light! Force of regeneration! Regenerate!
Dance in the wind! Close one! Gotcha!
Don't suffer in
Go
sight.
get him! Magic Azam! Seal!
Hurricane Strike!
More Renacity Strike!
Look
Seal! More for the stockpile! The waters have creeped. Blah, 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 magic! Tidal Wave! Here goes!
This one's mine!
That's enough!
Raging Storm!
Elusive deity! On guard!
Do you require a hand?
Crumble! First strike! Whirlwind Snap!
Cosmic Rupture!
Hit! One more!
Ghost View!
Talon Hurricane!
Raging Storm!
Eagle Fly!
Shine!
Close
Radiant
one!
light!
Gotcha!
Force of
Go
regeneration!
get him!
Make it rain!
Blow them away!
Hurricane
Take that!
Elusive deity!
Hurricane Strike! Dragon
Here's
Shell!
another!
Shine! Radiant light!
Tempest
Force of
Whirl!
regeneration! Regenerate!
Here goes!
Talon
They suck!
Hurricane! Rip and tear!
Resonate with the earth!
Raging Storm! Ice
Bathed in
Strike!
blood! Rending you a bloody howling!
Sweet dreams!
Look sharp! Plenty left! Hurricane Strike! Catapult!
There's always room for improvement.
Ho 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 ho! Ho ho ho!
You're saying we should check the Alp? Forest?
All we have to do is get rid of that thing, right?
I'll do my best!
Take that!
You see this coming?
No further!
Talon Hurricane! How about this?
Go get him!
I'll grind you into
Tempest Swirl!
The Tempest engulfs you! On your
Ice Prison!
Not today!
Air pressure!
Bullseye! Tempest Swirl! Ice Prison!
Another incantation ruined.
Bullseye!
Negative gate!
Tempest Swirl! Ice Prison!
Storm! Do it!
Kisara! Frozen!
Hammer!
Hit! One last one! Hurricane!
I'll grind you into dust!
Looks like we won. What's this thing?
What's up?
Once we get to the mountain, the terrain won't be easy. We should rest up here before pressing on.
But what about Shion? She's waiting for us.
All the more reason to conserve our energy.
Huh?
It's not only the mountain. Hard though that may be, it's a pittance compared to what follows. Namely Volron. We wear ourselves out now, or worse still, get injured. We might as well show up gift-wrapped. Right, Kisara?
That's right. Besides, Alphen still hasn't fully recuperated yet.
I'm fine. Don't stop on my account.
Oh, really? Well, in that case, it's me who wants to take a rest for a while. Does that suit you better?
A little bit.
So, Alphen, 300 years, huh? Care to share the secret to such a long and healthy life?
I wish I knew. Once I left Lenegis, the next thing I remember is waking up in Calaglia. Everything in between is a blank.
You mean there are still gaps in your memory?
I've heard of starships with devices that can stave off imminent death by putting their passenger into a deep sleep. They're usually only intended as a temporary solution, until proper treatment for an ailment or injury can be obtained.
You think he might have been asleep in that starship for 300 years? But why? What would be the point?
Might this Naori have had a hand in it?
What do you mean?
If she's Renin like you say she is, she would have understood how to operate the starship better than yourself.
You're saying she deliberately put me to sleep for 300 years?
Dohalim, that's a bit of a leap.
Forgive me. I spoke out of turn. I'm merely thinking aloud, that's all. Shion and the maiden Naori. After 300 years, it's not unreasonable to suspect they may be related. Shion is nearly the perfect image of her, yes? She also just so happens to be connected to you. Is it merely a coincidence?
Like I've told you 1,000,000 times already, I wouldn't know.
Well, if you're absolutely certain that it couldn't have been Naori, then I guess I must have been mistaken. Complicated machinery can sometimes break down or have failures. Sorry for being presumptuous.
Hold on a sec. Alphen, you said the mask was to placate you, right? To keep your guilt and rage in check? And you were wearing it the whole time you were asleep, right?
I guess I must have been.
So that's 300 years you were wearing it. It's just a hunch, but do you think that the mask might be...
The reason he lost all his memories?
All but a select few strong ones, so deeply ingrained in his psyche that he saw them in the form of dreams. It's not completely out of the question.
In which case, maybe it was the mask numbing his sense of pain, too.
It's certainly possible. As for how, I wouldn't know, but the dampening effect on his psyche could have manifested itself physically as well.
I'm sorry for snapping at you back there. It's thanks to you that I feel like that we're finally getting somewhere with all this.
No apologies necessary. Reading others' feelings has never been my strong suit.
So he finally admits it.
I really hope Shion's okay.
I get why you're concerned. But if you don't rest when you can, you're going to regret it.
She's right. We need our rest to conserve our strength.
Yeah, you're right. Thanks, you two.
No problem. We'll save Shion. I know we will.
Looks perfect and tastes just as good.
Alone. I'm all alone.
Let's go. We don't want to keep Shion waiting.
I always hear you muttering to yourself whenever we're in battle. So, just what are you saying?
Why do you want to know? Does it bother you or something?
Not really. It's just the way you talk is sometimes kind of creepy. So I was wondering if you vent your frustration through your magic. Are you yelling, "You stupid jerk!" or something like that to pump yourself up?
What? No, that's not what's happening during my incantations. I'm just focused, so I match my tone to fit the mood of whatever I'm trying to invoke.
Invoke?
How do I put it? Basically, the elemental astral energy behind each art, I guess.
Astral energy? Hold on, are you saying you can talk to astral energy?
Not exactly. But if I put emotion into what I say, it's easier for me to properly cast my arts. That makes sense?
Kind of. Okay, so if you can talk to astral energy, then you can ask it to, like, predict the weather or find secret treasure?
Wait, you don't really think that, do you?
Or you can ask it to send down lightning to where there's bad guys lurking and...
May lightning condemn those who bear false! Thunderblade!
What are you doing? You almost fried me with that!
I just asked the astral energy to send down lightning where there were annoying boys.
I don't know what to do. Things can't go on like this.
What do you mean?
Oh! It's you, Rinwell.
You were talking about me, weren't you?
No, I wasn't. I've just been thinking about some things.
Really? How unusual.
Cut it out. I'm being serious here.
Sorry.
I was thinking about... You know how I used to work for Ganabelt back when I was in Cyslodia?
Yeah, of course. You were brought in after the Snake Eyes killed your friends, right? I mean, you had to.
Right. I used to have nightmares about it when I fell asleep. But lately that's been happening a lot less. I don't know how to feel about that.
That's a good thing, isn't it? You should be happy.
Yeah, but... I did a lot of terrible things back then. And I'm scared I'm starting to forget what I did.
Okay, so let me just get all of this straight. You think you'll forget everything if you stop having those nightmares? Why?
Because... You know me. I'm freaking stupid.
But it sure doesn't sound to me like you've forgotten.
Oh, yeah. But still.
I don't think those nightmares going away means you've forgotten. Maybe it's a sign that you've come to terms with what you did.
Come to terms? You mean like Alphen with his past? You think that's what's happening?
Yeah, I do. You're pretty amazing, Law.
I am?
Yeah. Not all of us have figured out how to accept our pasts. Least of all, me.
Rinwell.
what we're going to climb?
The villagers managed it on their escape from the city. We're going in the opposite direction, but where there's a will...
There's always a way, right? And it looks like we're out of options. Let's grit our teeth and go! Is it just me, or does Rinwell suddenly seem much more comfortable around Dohalim than she used to?
I noticed that too. When the two of them came and found me together back on the beach, I could hardly believe my eyes.
It's not like we had a choice or anything. Law and Kisara had to hang back to convince the villagers we meant them no harm. More than that, though. There are a lot of things I've still got to come to terms with regarding Almeidrea. But I guess I'm through making snap judgments based on someone's origin. At least, I'm trying to be. I guess you could say it's a work in progress.
I see. You hear that, Law? Sounds like all that hard effort wasn't for nothing.
Yeah.
That's got to be reassuring to hear. Right, Dohalim?
Not being subjected to unwarranted suspicion is certainly welcome.
Yeah, that long-winded way you have of talking, though? Not so much a fan of that.
I think that's more of a personality thing than a Renin trait.
Really? In that case, I won't have to feel guilty getting annoyed by it.
Discourteous, honestly.
It's a duel of the arts!
Stay calm. I shall provide assistance.
Go get him!
The enemy wields arts
Crazy!
too.
You'll soon see about that! One more! Judges, swirl! Ice prison!
Did you hear that? Frickin' does it!
Nothing will hold us back.
Hit! One left! Dance in the wind! Feel! In here!
On your knees.
Hurricane strike! Cyclone!
Lightning strike!
The tide of battle has turned in our favor.
Then let's keep
Here
pressing the
goes!
attack!
Indeed, but remain ever vigilant.
Make it rain!
Lost!
Demons descend! Flashing fang!
Easy! Way to go!
I'll tear you apart! Appreciate the help! I'm just getting started! Appreciate the help! Hurricane! Let's get back into it! Demons descend! Flashing fang!
This should come in handy when crafting weapons.
Crap. This injury hurts more than I thought. Shion, sorry, but could you... Oh. Right.
Coming through.
You got company!
Whirlwind snap! I'll tear you apart!
No further.
The power of light!
Resonate with the earth.
Raging storm!
Might.
Ice prison!
How about this? Hurricane strike!
Rending you apart.
I'll take you all on! Ha! Flare the Malisa!
Kisara! Frozen!
Hammer!
Nicely done!
you! This one's
Tempest Swirl!
Radiant light! Force
Make it
regeneration!
rain!
Light burst forth!
Radiant Genesis!
I'm on it! Scream bathed in blood.
Freaking does it! I'll tear you apart!
Shine!
Radiant Storm!
light! Force of regeneration!
I'm ready!
Wow! Look what I just found.
Don't mind if I do! Hurricane Foot! The waters of lava!
Forgive me. This is my fault.
Hurricane Foot! Here goes!
Look sharp!
An astral art?
That's my cue!
Shut him down! Another incantation. Ruin! Leave the ensnaring to me.
Yeah! And the bubble is to me!
Hurricane Foot! No, not my watch!
They smite with blackened
Magic
blade!
Gazam!
Benediction
Sorry!
light! Never have I been so popular.
Attack time!
Stalagmite!
Hurricane Foot!
Scream bathed in blood. Raising you up! Not today! Bloody
Rain is the best medicine, the toughest to swallow too. Hit! Here's another! Tempest Swirl!
I've taken too many hits!
Here's another! One last one!
Guardian Field!
Here's another!
I'm ready to go!
The world!
You're all-
Blah blah blah!
Strike!
Tidal wave! Blah blah blah! Freeze lantern!
Let you all down. Resonate with the earth! No arts are being interrupted.
We managed to turn the tide!
For now, but things could shift at a moment's notice.
You're right. Better stay alert. Tempest Swirl!
I'm ready!
Silverline!
Light burst forth!
Radiant Genesis! You don't mess around.
Thank you.
Certainly. Tempest Swirl! Hold on to your art. Here I come!
Shine!
Radiant
Radiant light!
light!
Force of regeneration!
Here's
Regenerate!
Swallow dick!
Here's one last
Allow me
one!
to... I'm ready!
Tempest Swirl!
That was a little close for comfort.
Regenerate!
Thanks, Shion.
Hurry, Is it high? Just back it out again. The water, blah, blah, blah.
It's almost too strong.
Split it open!
Be my guest.
Watch this!
Ice prison!
Light burst forth!
Radiant Genesis! You don't mess around.
I'll crush you! Lightning reflexes! Tenebrous claw! Super swallow again! Now you see what I can... I'm ready!
Kisara! Frozen!
Hammer!
Hit! Take that!
Dance on the wind!
I've been doing really great lately.
What's this thing? I've never stood so close to a waterfall like this before.
I bet it'd feel real refreshing to take a shower underneath this water.
You're welcome to try, but that water pressure would likely crush you to a pulp.
Little help!
Everlasting
Don't mind if I do!
Negative
Magic is out! Tidal wave!
Leading you
Power blah blah blah! Sleep now! Get on in there with the others!
They might
Tidal wave! Leave the enemy's arms to me!
No complaints here!
Raging storm!
All back in their defense!
Glad you have your uses.
I'll show you how useful I can be! Lightning strike!
Take that!
Carried away! Shine! Radiant light! Light regeneration! Heavy at him! Eagle fly!
Thanks, Shion.
Hit! Go get him!
I'll thank you!
Raging storm! Ice prison!
Elusive deity! Make it rain!
Kisara! Frozen!
Hammer!
Nicely done!
All thanks
One
to
last
you.
one!
I won't give in!
Dance in the wind!
Away!
Dance in the wind! Air thrust!
I'll tear you apart!
Hurricane strike! Here goes!
Watch
One
this!
last one!
I feel sprightlier than before.
No backing down! Dragon down!
Here goes!
Take this!
Bullseye! Purge Malevolent! Going in! Arctic Waterfall! Freeze Lancer! Dance in the wind! Air thrust! Dance in the wind! Air thrust!
I'll thank you! Right here! I got you!
Ice prison!
Come on, roll now! Negative ding! Bless them, guys! Look shot! Right there! Black and flame!
Dragon Flame! Go get him! Tempest Swirl! Razor Cyclone! Ice prison!
All good things come to an end! Black and flame!
Lightning Strike! I'm on a roll! Time to shine!
Execution! Resonate with the earth!
Here goes!
Evil! I'll finish you here and now!
Take that!
Captivity!
Hit! One last one! Purge Malevolent! Magic is down! Freeze Lancer! Going in! Hurricane Strike!
Quite necessary when creating weaponry.
Get in, get out. You want
Don't
me?
mind if I do.
Come down.
The water's a problem, Bob. Tidal wave!
Now it's your roar.
Go get him!
This one's mine. Shine, radiant light.
Here's
Boost
another.
of regeneration. Regenerate.
This wall!
Take this.
Coming through!
Let us take
Here
to the
goes.
fray. Shine, radiant
Tempest
light.
wall.
Force of regeneration. Regenerate. Appreciate the help.
Not on my watch!
I owe you one
Air
back.
thrust! Dance in the wind! Air thrust! I can do this all day!
Armor won't save you. Do it. This one's mine.
One last one! Lightning!
We're interrupted. Shine, radiant light, force of regeneration, being interrupted.
Thank
Denied.
you, Dohoney.
I only did what
Now
any other
you've gone
would.
and ticked me off!
I think you're nicer than you let on.
Bloody howling.
Ready!
On your knees. Air pressure.
Another incantation ruined.
Understood. Let's try it that way.
Don't mind if I do! Dance in the wind!
Piss off.
One more time! Art expert coming through!
No rest for the wicked.
Hit! Go get him! Not on my watch!
Shield from Canada.
Ribbon tear! Hurricane blast! One more now! Raging lock! Demon's descent!
Flashing fang.
Easy! Way to go!
Good shot. Negative kill. Now
one.
Lunar arc. Stalagmite. Onward. Tower hurricane.
One more!
Thunder dragon.
Tempest wall!
Igneous discharge. First
Mega
ray.
lock!
Demon's descent. Flashing fang.
Don't push yourself too hard.
Dance in the wind! Regenerate! Dance in the wind! Dance in the wind! Air thrust! Dance in the wind! In here!
No armor can stop me!
Remind me to stay on you.
Dance in the wind!
Sleep now.
I'll tear you apart! In here! Over the top pile! Magic and bam! Cyclone! Eagle fly!
You all down.
Take that!
Forgive me. This is my
Lightning is not ready!
elusive deity. Benediction light. This one's mine. There you go.
One last one!
Like me again.
Here goes! One last one! I turned it!
Here we go again.
This one's mine!
Can you take it? It's too fast. Stand back. I'll trip it up.
Hurricane strike!
Pieces.
Hurricane strike! Here goes! Hurricane strike! One last one! Dance in the wind! Sleep well! Hurricane strike! In here!
I'll take you all on! Ha! Flare the Malika!
My exploits are bearing fruit. In the water's edge, I see but for a moment one Ganeth Harrows.
I hate to break it to you, man, but what you're saying isn't deep at all. No backing down! Resonate with the earth!
In here!
Eat this! That's enough!
Seal! Cyclone! Hurricane strike! Go in here! Here goes! Moonguy! Raging storm! Ice prison! Hurricane strike! Lightning strike!
I'm on it! Attack and defense! You do everything!
In the Royal Guard, that's the job description.
Speaking of jobs, we should get to finishing this one.
Oh, you get this. Sleep now.
This'll come in handy!
Hurricane strike! This one's mine.
I'm on it!
Ice prison! Purge malevolence!
Make it rain!
Water block!
Demons descend! Flashing bang!
Easy! Way to go!
Opted for an intricately crafted weapon as usual.
It is beautiful in both function and form.
You're gonna hate when it gets scratched.
Dance in the wind! Sleep now! Get the heartbeat!
Negative take!
Cross blade! Dance in the wind! In here! This'll come in handy! Not in your dreams! Hurricane air thrust! Dance in the wind!
Regeneration!
Air thrust! Ice roller all day! Take that! This wall! Celestial!
I'll take you all on! Ha! Flare the Malika!
Here comes
Away! Regeneration! Regeneration!
Lock!
Demons descend! Flashing bang!
Easy! Way to go!
Elusive deity!
Tempest wall!
Armor won't save you!
Time to shine! Here goes!
I'll finish you here and now! Bloody
Razor Cyclone!
I'm ready!
Ice prison! Here goes!
First strike!
Last one! Here goes! Lock!
Demons descend! Flashing bang!
Watch this!
Art expert coming through!
Hurricane Thrust!
Kitara, frozen!
Hammer!
Lady Fortune must truly be watching over me.
The design of this equipment is really interesting.
You must really like it, Alphen.
Man, I'm famished.
How much farther?
I don't think we're even halfway there yet. Hang in there.
Not even halfway? Are you serious?
That's no reason to give up now.
Yeah, just gotta buckle down.
That's the spirit.
This will be a delicious piece of cake. Air thrust!
Not on my watch! Anything more than
Air thrust! Dance in the wind! Air thrust! Too much to handle?
Eagle assault! Lunar arc!
One last one! Tempest swirl! Ice prison!
Lightning strike! Air pressure! Hurricane death!
We may get out of this alive after all.
One last dance in the wind!
Things were looking bad for a minute.
I'm pretty sure we can handle anything.
Sleep now. I'll work magic is out! Cyclone! Here goes!
Hurricane! Eagle attack! Now my clothes. Now it's my turn. Roar of the hurricane! I'm ready to prepare!
I don't have
What
much
would I
left.
do without you?
Guardian field! Not on my watch!
Can't get out of this!
Dance in the wind!
Let me at him!
Air thrust! Dance in the wind! Air thrust!
Take your break!
Kitara, frozen!
Hammer!
Nicely done!
All thanks to you.
Here goes!
Why thank you, your lordship.
One last
And will
one!
you lay down your life for your lord?
Well, I mean, hey, let's not
Here
hate.
goes! Hold on to your arm! Here I come! Bullseye!
Make it rain!
Block!
Demon's Descent! Flashing Fang!
Shine, radiant light.
For regeneration!
Hit! Go get it! Raging storm! Ice prison!
I'm ready! Kitara!
I'll stop your movement.
And I'll stop your life!
With this, I can become even stronger!
Judging by the stench, I'd say the animals at the ranch are all grown now.
always loved the sound of hammers banging away.